Hello, my precious angels. I am taking you along for a beautiful story today. Here in Matala, Crete, Greece, at the sacred pools where I like to go every day. The story that I'm going to tell you today is my twin flame journey to awakening, this awakening part of my life in Greece. Awakening. What does awakening even mean? I feel it is humanity on this quest night right now of evolution, of coming home to our hearts. And I feel divinity in our hearts. We've been separated from our hearts and divinity for thousands and thousands of years. And I feel humanity coming home to that now. And specific scenarios playing out in everyone's life to reach a point where they are dismayed with what we have created in our lives, trying to go with the flow of what society has created. And I myself have been put on a twin flame journey. I feel that I signed up for that on a soul level with this other soul who is actually in the physical. I call it twin flame because it's a label that people are using now to describe this journey. Twin flames are the same soul core frequency. It's the same energy in two different parts of the soul, the feminine and the masculine. In my case, these are just energies, so it's not gender specific. In my case, I'm a woman and my twin flame is a man. Beautiful, divine masculine. Here's my sacred pool, babies. How did that journey start? I'm going to set you down so I can tell the story. Let's get a nice little view. Let's put you right up here. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. I know I'm going to need some water. Oh, woo! We get some nice wind. All right. I feel that I chose this lifetime to come home to the heart. Let's see if I get a rogue wave. I've chosen relationships and a marriage that has helped me dive to the depths of my soul to heal some of the deepest wounds that I feel that I've been carrying for lifetimes. I believe in past lives. I've seen glimpses of them. So let me tell you the date. It was in 2019 that I met my twin in the physical. What's funny is I have felt him since I was a little girl. I used to make out with pillows because I could feel this person out there for me somewhere. Many of us in this collective, twin flame collective group that has been partnered with these special souls that we have chosen, have been in love, well, the feminines have been in love with fairy tales since they were little girls. And sometimes society has programmed us to turn our backs on that, stop living in the clouds and believing in this kind of love because it's never going to happen. Well, I haven't experienced it yet. Let's just put it that way. I've come close with one particular one who was a beautiful soul contract, I feel. He came into this life when I was 14, and he woke me up in many ways to the love within myself, and I could actually feel a reflection of myself in this mentor. This mentor was part of my marriage journey. And when I came to my twin flame. My divorce was in '08. In 2019, my father, who lives on a hill, needed help. So I went home to help him. I lived with him for a while in 2019. My twin flame works at the bottom of my dad's hill outside. So when we started meeting him is when we sold my dad's car because he was not doing well behind the wheel. I was worried he was going to kill someone. So my brother and I decided the best thing to do was to sell dad's car, and I lived with him. Actually, we had his driver's license revoked. So I lived with him and I drove us around. I didn't have a car at the time. But then came the time where I had to go elsewhere. I actually lived with my ex-husband for a time to heal family wounds at that time with our son. And so I ended up selling dad's car so he wouldn't drive it. And he could walk down to the store. The walk down to the store kept him virile. Tell you what, that guy is a tough cookie. And he's very independent, so he enjoyed walking down to the store. Well, he had to pass my twin flame every time he walked to the store. They became friends. Beautiful thing. So when I came to live with Dad to take care of him, I walked down to the store with my dad one time and met my twin flame in person. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I didn't recognize his soul at that point. So then more time passed. I was called elsewhere. Dad was okay on his own. So I went to go live on a farm in Julian, California. Woo! Yeah, baby. That was a good one. Woo! It's coming right up to my butt. We're close. We're feeling it. This is good. I'm going to let you guys feel that. I want you to see the pools, though. There's the pools. There was one time when I was living on this farm, and this Native American outlaw came onto the scene, came onto the farm. We became friends. He could see past lives. He saw a past life with he and I together. And he was in love with me at that time, in that lifetime. Called Little Fox. My butt is wet. Anyway, we became friendly. It was starting to become intimate, but not all the way. Anyway, so we both wanted our freedom. I said, I'm going to be going home to my dad this weekend. So I went to my dad's, stopped by to say hi to my twin flame on the way up. And he looked at me and he said, will you give me a kiss? And I said, yeah. I gave him a kiss and wham, it was all over. That was in 22. July of 22. I said, will you take a selfie with me? Took a selfie. And I contacted my Native American friend and said, I just want to let you know I kissed someone today. He said, what are you doing? You can't let it just anyone's energy come in like that. I said, wow, you sound jealous. I thought you said we were free. I said, I took a picture for you so I could show you if you felt anything. He said, send me the picture via text. I sent him the picture and he called me. He said, oh my gosh. The three of us know one another from a past life. I don't have these memories. I have inklings, but I don't have these exact memories. Notice how the wave is always confirming He said, there was a lifetime where you were married in a Native American life, in a tribe. You were married to him, and I was from a neighboring tribe, and I came to visit your tribe, and I saw you, and I wanted you as my beloved, and I was going to take you. And your husband squared off with me and said, tomorrow morning, we're going to fight this out. And so my Native American friend said he slipped out that night because he knew if he killed my beloved, that I would hate him. So it looked like we were playing out the same thing to heal in this life. I bring up past lives because I feel, and I'm open to this shifting, because I feel we are dropping beliefs right now, left and right. I'm okay to release that as a belief that reincarnation is real. And it really doesn't matter. Even if it just shows up as a metaphor, it is showing us a lesson, something that we have inside of us that either needs healing or releasing. Woo! It's getting big, babies. I'm so glad you guys get to participate in this. I'm climbing up here. Okay. It's getting bigger. Let's go up here even. Okay. This must be a good story because it's being reflected in the waves. I feel we're that powerful. So, here, let's set you down here. Okay. Let's set you down here. I'm going to adjust the tripod. So you're stable. I need a little stability in my life right now. Okay. That kiss unlocked everything. And probably most of the viewers of this video are on the twin flame journey because they'll be drawn to the title. It's usually some sort of physical connection that unlocks this big awakening within your path, within your life, within your soul. And it was that kiss for me. I was living on the farm at the time. So my father, his soul, is helping me with my awakening to come home to my soul. All of it, my higher self. And he got sick. He has dementia. I had just dropped off his food and filled his fridge and cooked for him to last 2 weeks until I came to see him again. His neighbor told me that he wasn't on the front porch like he is every day. He sits and waves to all the neighbors. I said, okay, I'm coming home. So I came home. He looked terrible. He was dying. I said, okay, Dad, I'm moving in. I'm moving in. So I moved in. This was in October of 22. And I spent a year, this last year, nursing my dad back to health. But my dad and my beautiful twin flame were teaching me some of my biggest lessons. And that's self-love and self-forgiveness. Both my twin flame and I have a theme of betrayal in our lifetimes. Where he felt betrayed and I did the betraying. It's been a very, very, very long path for me to reach self-forgiveness. I'm still on it. I feel I'm still on it. So during this year of living with my father, my motorcycle is my vehicle. I don't have a car. I love being on the road on two wheels. So I'm happy with that I don't have a car. So I would go down the hill and pass by my twin flame whenever I would get off the hill. There was a time in the beginning where he started coming on to me really strongly. I was actually feeling an old friend was my twin flame before this one. So those on the twin flame journeys, you'll probably say, oh yeah, that happened to me too. I thought this other guy was my twin flame, and then no. But it's these similar themes that these soulmates have come to help us uncover. And my other beautiful friend, who is dear to my heart, he was helping me see that I deserve to be treated like a queen, but was not. And my twin was helping me see that too. So he came on strong with me in the beginning, and I said, I'm already connected to someone else. And he said, I'm gonna steal you away from him. And then after that pursuit, I started giving in to the feelings that I had within me for him. So I started volleying, and that made him retreat. So I showed up, stopped by for a visit, say hi. He emotionally ran. I could feel he was running. So that made me run in the physical. Like, I deserve better than this. So I'm going to go focus on me. So it was a runner-chaser dynamic that looks like a DNA helix, folks, for a reason. Because when we would come together, a lot of work is being done in the non-physical. Inside of our bodies are being activated. Our souls are being ignited. We're being unlocked to go on this spiritual path. It gets exponentially accelerated by coming together in the physical with your twin flame. So after a year, it's interesting. So it got to a point where one time I shot video with him in it. And on the twin flame journey, you go through this period of obsessive thinking of this person, because your mind is trying to make sense of what your entire being feels, this reunion of this soul. It is such a celebration, but the mind is trying to make sense of it. And if you have any wounding, any codependency issues, any abandonment issues, each party unconsciously pokes at the other to bring up some of the deepest wounds. And it's hell to go through it. And I feel you'll probably identify with this, feminines, that this whole last year, it was about trying to find a way to go within and figure out how that was supposed to look on the outside. So I would go down the back way and not see him for 2 weeks at a time. So I would focus on me and my path and what I was supposed to be doing in the world, taking care of my father. I learned a valuable lesson of putting me first. So I started spending more time with myself, gifting myself whatever I wanted to do. I wanted to go see a movie. I would take time away from my father to go see a movie, treat myself to lunch, go hiking with a friend. But what was crazy is I was looking at this one video in particular, every single night with these obsessive thoughts of why am I looking at this video, every time I watched the video, I would cry my eyes out. So this beautiful release is what is happening on this journey. The journey, I feel, the twin flame journey is a journey of coming home to yourself, coming home to the divinity within you, pushing you to a place of total surrender, which is where I find myself now, and we'll get to that. But I stopped myself from watching the video for a few weeks at a time, but I was always drawn back to looking at photos and what have you. I didn't stalk his Facebook page, thank heavens for that. I knew enough to stay in my own lane, and try to keep at a very high level that was best for all of us, because that's really what it's about. It is a journey that two souls have agreed to put themselves on their highest path, whether that's with each other or on separate journeys where you feel support on a soul level, and that's it, so be it. When you let go of needing an outcome to be union in the physical, that's when everything changes. So I got to the end of the year. My daughter had just said, Madre, I'm going on a year's gap year, travel year after graduating from Hawaii Pacific University to travel. I'm starting the year in Spain with Padre. And so Pablo, my ex-husband, and I, we talked about, he said, oh yeah, it would be really cool if you did Greece. I said, oh yes, I'm gonna line up a chapter with Alana in Greece right after you guys finish Spain. I had enough money for one-way tickets and a few weeks on scooters and Airbnbs after that with my daughter, Alana. Before taking off, I could feel my twin flame. I mentioned to him that I was going to Greece. He pretended. So a lot in the twin flame collective experience rejection from either side. So I felt this, he was pushing me away emotionally, but I felt on a higher level that it was to heal his own wounds and that I wasn't taking it personally. But it's really hard not to take it personally when they say, I don't feel the same way at all. I don't even know what you're talking about. But you can absolutely feel that it's two people engaged in this. You can, I'm very intuitive. I felt that. But he was in denial. I feel that his higher self was guiding him through that so that he could work on his own karmic scenario that he was still in from afar, and giving me space to work on myself. That's the beauty of it. When rejection is redirection, baby, we don't need to take it personal. It's for us. That is why it is happening. So I told him I was going to Greece. And some crazy scenario, I'm not going to talk about the details, happened right before me leaving, because I was almost wavering back and forth, having trouble leaving him. I was having a difficult time leaving the connection in the physical. So I found myself experiencing, so life, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, threw at me a scenario that was so crazy that poked at one of my deepest wounds of not being chosen first. I said, done. You are my rocket fuel. I'm out of here. So for me, there was no turning back. I was never going to go back to that level. I launched to Greece. I met my daughter at Athens airport. She was coming from Portugal. We went to our Airbnb, which was lovely, gorgeous, had a little jacuzzi. The next morning, I got sick. I don't get sick. I could feel black goo coming out of me. I went and threw up 6 times in the bathroom. 6. I haven't thrown up in decades. I threw up 6 times. I was releasing all the heaviness from the year before that my beautiful twin flame had helped me dislodge. So I never point the finger saying, look what he did to me. It was always, thank you, angel. Look what you did for me. You are so beautiful. And I'll tell you what, the eyes. I had to read in between the lines to know what was really going on. Little words would get said by him that it was not face value. I had to meditate on it later in the evening to figure out what it meant for me. It helped me on my journey. So he was like a messenger for me. The eyes never lie. So whenever you find yourself locked in a gaze with your twin flame, woo, it's a journey. You go to other realms. But I feel the masculines, a lot of the divine masculines on this journey, they were in denial on a conscious level because they still had to tie up loose ends. Because if they felt what we were feeling, the feminines, they wouldn't have been able to function in the world. They wouldn't have been able to. So they still had to tie up some loose ends. So, after launching to Greece, I said, there's no way I'm looking back. I have to focus on my path and my journey now and do what I have been sent to this planet to do. And for me, that's sharing stories. So thanks for coming along for the ride in that regard. My daughter and I had a lovely time. I'll put the link in this video of the first episode of my YouTube series called Shot of Courage, about my journey with my daughter and what it took for me. What I didn't say in this video for the public that I am telling you angels here, whoever's coming along, mostly twin flames, that it was this shot of courage. It took every ounce of courage for me to leave my twin flame behind. And it crippled me. It crippled me. But I'll tell you what the crippling is. The crippling is the resistance. My resistance to healing, to releasing what my twin flame is showing me that still needs work, healing, release. That's all it is. And it was hell for me. So I had other issues going on. My family wounds with my daughter were playing out. She met a beautiful soul the second, third day we were in Athens, Jake, and I love those waves. He joined us for the rest of the journey, and I say this in almost every video, but as a mother, I just loved witnessing these two souls coming together because I see they're a figure 8 just like my twin flame, and I feel us as a figure 8. This forever energy, beautiful energy going back and forth. So after 2 weeks, Alana and Jake dropped me off in Crete. I knew I had to go to Crete. Everything in my cells were saying, just make it to Crete, you'll be fine. I was running out of money. So we got to Crete, we enjoyed a wonderful weekend together, and off they flew to Morocco to finish some of their travels. Jake was taking a gap year of travel off also. So in Heraklion, Crete, in the city, I was able to sit in my goo. I allowed myself to feel it. There was a point where I ran out of money and I had to leave one Airbnb, and I heard very clearly, go to the Fabrica coffee shop, you'll be fine. See how stuff is coming up now? This is good. Thanks, guys. So I went to the coffee shop and ended up befriending the owner, and he had an Airbnb upstairs. I ended up, somehow money came to me that day to pay for a week at Fabrica coffee shop Airbnb upstairs. As I sat there in the coffee shop before I found out that I had a roof over my head that night, I knew I had to release another layer of the twin flame journey. I had to let go. So I went into my phone and I purged every photo, every video of my twin flame, which killed me. It was so hard to do that, but I knew it was for my own good. So I did it. And I sat in it. I allowed myself to feel it. I'm telling you guys out there, it's why we have the human experience. These emotions, they're a gift. They're our compass. It helps our journey to allow ourselves to sit in them. The feelings. How does it make you feel? Feel the abandonment wound come up. Feel this loss, this longing for this other soul that is ancient, because I feel many past lives with him. I feel this longing, but we confuse it that we need it to be in the physical. That's where the human side of us wants it to be in the physical, when in actuality it's a soul journey. It's helping us come home to ourselves. So I made it to Crete, and then I found myself going to a hostel where I met other beautiful souls that are dear to me. And then a beautiful girl came to the hostel, and she had said, "That just came from Matala." I said, "Oh my gosh, girl, I'm in love with this place. I can't wait to go there." Because I saw it on a video. A YouTuber, Zamir, has an amazing YouTube channel that shows the beauty of his island of Crete. And I saw his Matala video, and I went crazy. So everything in me was screaming, go to Matala. I had a pull to South Crete from the very beginning. I could feel this pull. And this confirmed it when this girl said, "Hey, I'm going to go back to Matala tomorrow. Come with me." So I did. I came here. So this journey in Crete, it is connected still to my twin flame, because I keep feeling layers of release. When I thought I had walked away, and when I thought I had deleted all the photos and videos, you can't sever the energetic cord. It's always there. So I feel the pull of what he's going through. I feel his journey. I don't know the details because we're not in communication since I left. It's only been 3 months. So I just know that this is my journey now, to focus on me. And this last week has been one of the hardest weeks. I went from living in a trailer, an empty trailer in the campground of Matala, which is a hippie beach village that is just amazing. You can look at some of my other videos on my YouTube channel. You'll see Matala. It's gorgeous. And if you want to join my Patreon, then you'll see specific personal stories of the day, exclusive videos of my journey. I think I'll put some twin flame journeys on there as well. I'll put that link in the description below also. But this last week was a new layer of coming home to my heart. I am feeling an ego death. That's what is termed. I feel this Kundalini awakening starting to work with me, this Kundalini energy. It's the sexual energy of the masculine feminine within the base chakra. And when it is fully activated, the power is like an atomic bomb. And each side, the left side's the feminine, they call it the serpents. The right side is the masculine, and they crisscross at every chakra, choom, 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 till they get to the brain, lights up the brain hemispheres. The pituitary and the pineal glands get exploded with this energy. I haven't experienced it yet, so I'm going on hearsay, but I've been pulled to watch these Kundalini awakening videos this last week of people's journeys through it, which some have been really debilitating. I've been going through an ego death, so I'm feeling the same is coming for me now, that I'm flirting with this energy of the divine filling me completely, which is what the Kundalini awakening is. And I could feel this ego death last week. And when parts of you die, this is only the old version of you. That's what I was throwing up when I got to Athens, the old version of me that still wanted to be connected with this other version of my twin. I feel my twin on a higher level, on this path that I am on now. Whether we anchor it in the physical, it doesn't matter right now. I've let go of the reins, baby. I'm not controlling it. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. If not, I'm going to have a glorious life. I know that. But this last week, I could feel money plays a very big a role in my life, in that I feel I need some water, baby. So I'm going to have some. I feel programming. I'm going through an unraveling of the mind, this labyrinth that we call the mind, where we maintain programming since we were little babies. From our parents, teachers, society. I feel that I am blasting out of that programming, releasing it one layer at a time. And the worthiness programming, I think a lot of the divine feminines on this journey have dealt with that. And I feel it on the maternal side. The lineage goes all the way back, many, many generations. That we have been chosen in this lifetime to be the healers, the breakers of ancestral curses. This is just dense thought forms. It's not actual curses. It's dense thought forms that, like a snowball, just grew from one generation to the next to the next. And I feel there are us, I call us the rainbow sheep of the family, who have been chosen to break this programming, release it from the lineages. I'm doing it. I feel myself doing it. I feel all my ancestors working with me right now. They're like, woo, celebration, girl, do it, do it. I feel cheering in the peanut gallery, but it's not a peanut gallery. They're like huge, huge. I feel this divine team of light working with me in the beyond. I can feel them. So it heals the past and the future gets healed when we heal the present. But as I was going through this fear, the ego loves to keep the beautiful little human safe. That's what the ego's job has been, to stay small so that you don't get hurt. Oh, don't take a trip on your motorcycle around the world because you might die. So stay at home. Stay safe at home. Stay in your little closet. Only do this job because it's safe. Do this because it's safe. During COVID, hearing everyone say, stay safe, drove me out of my mind. Because all I want to do is be free. Free, free, free of these shackles of the mind. And we're doing it. As a whole collective, human collective, we are doing it. I feel there's a wave of humans going through this first, so that they can then in turn help the next wave of humans go through this awakening process. It's like having babies in a nursery. If they were all hungry at once and needing attention, the few nurses couldn't tend to all of them. So luckily, humans are waking up in waves. Bless them. The ones who aren't awake to their beauty and power quite yet, they're the gorgeous souls that are anchoring these ones who are like in the clouds, working in the non-physical so hard. The ones who have chosen to stay anchored. Bless my brother, bless my father, my mother, my children, my ex-husband. All of them are staying anchored to physical reality so I can fly off. And let me tell you, some of them are really pissed right now. They're pissed that I'm here. How can you do this? How can you leave us behind like that? So their abandonment wounds are getting triggered. I am doing this not just for me. This is for not only my entire family, this is for the collective that I'm here. I'm not just here selfishly trying to make my dreams come true. No. This is me answering my calling to wake up to my own beauty and power and the gold within. That is the divinity. That is the heart. The heart is now becoming the driver. But this last week, babies, was hell. I felt like I was literally dying with these old versions of me. And I don't take it lightly, but I did mention in Facebook that I flirted with thoughts of suicide. Very fleetingly, in a way where I just thought, oh, wow, this pain is so much. I had a near-death experience in the year 2000, so I already know what it feels like to be out of body. It is the sweetest sensation that nobody knows about until they experience being out of the body. You don't want to come back. I didn't want to come back, but I tapped my wedding ring on my thigh to bring me back into body and knew I had things to finish on this earth. Being a mother, soul contracts to play out. So, this last week, parts of me were dying. And I thought I was dying. I couldn't get out of bed. I was running out of food. I was hungry. Why wasn't I manifesting money in my account to feed myself? Why? I've been working hard creatively to make avenues for money to come to me. Money's not coming to me because this is my journey. Just yesterday, I hit the epiphany. 2 biggies yesterday. 2 biggies. The first and foremost is the topic of this video. I finally hit a point where I was, oh my gosh, I am so okay with this outcome of the twin flame journey going any direction. I am totally okay with that in my heart. If it plays out in the physical, how beautiful. If it doesn't, blessings on your journey. I love you so deeply. I wish you well and I want you so happy. Yesterday, I reached that point of letting go. We'll see if that's the last part of it. I don't know. I'm going to keep you guys apprised of this journey because I think it's a beautiful one. And I love that there is this collective out there whose souls have chosen this path to wake up to their own power. Wake up to their own power. And we're doing it. So I feel much better today than I did yesterday. And that's why I'm sharing this beautiful story with you guys. And that was more layers of me being released. I'm finding ways to feed myself now, so I'm gonna be fine. I would never take my life. And anyone on this journey or who's listening to this video out there who is having a difficult time going through the ego death, please seek help if you need it. If you need it. But I really feel that the divine doesn't allow people to go through that. You actually get to a point that's actually deeper than having the energy to go through that. You even go deeper than that. So I feel myself always protected by the non-physical, by the beyond. I call it the beyond because I feel so much out there. We are doing it, babies. We're doing it. I am so excited to be here in Greece with this unfolding of my awakening because I feel what's on the other side of that is not only me leading a beautiful life for myself in great abundance, where I am the abundance, and that it gets reflected back to me through my reality, but I feel that I have big missions, big purpose in this life to be on. And that is going to be unfolded with you guys. So I am so happy you're coming along for the ride. Bless you, other twin flame angels out there. Bless you. Any comments that you want to throw out my way? I really feel that we each have our own guidance within. Every twin flame journey, every soul journey, every awakening journey is different from the next. So using your discernment, what you think is true, listen with your heart, through your ear, through your eyes. What is true when you watch that video? How does it apply to you? I am just a mirror, babies. I'm just a mirror to reflect back your beauty, your strength, that you can do it, and to show you little bits and pieces that you might need to see for your path, for you to wake up to your power. I love you guys. You are fabulous. I hope you love a little bit of the Libyan Sea for you today. They put on a show. Until next time.